Oh, here we go. I think we are now working. Sorry about that. There was a setting thing, and you know how it goes. The first YouTube stream, I usually stream over on Twitch, but I figured this would be kind of like an awareness stream because over the last few days things are kind of gone places, huh? With this channel for some reason. Um, yeah, I am wearing a hat. Um, this was supposed to be a 5,000 subscriber celebration stream, and in spirit it still is. But since I announced this stream, maybe like, was it 4 or 5 days ago? Maybe a week ago, we more than doubled that. So that's pretty cool, I guess. So I'm just gonna wait a little bit for more folks to maybe come in, because for some reason I don't know if any of you guys had the stream show up on your subscription list, like on events, upcoming events or whatever, but I don't know. Um, so, hey there. Hello, Pumpkin Penguin. Hello, Lawson Coleman. Hello, Donna Chesterman. Must be a Tier. Hello. Brett. Hello. Blah Gollum. Hello. Entry level hipster. Hello. And yeah. So it's going to be a typical sort of Q&A stream, with one exception. I've decided it might be a little bit boring if it's literally just my face the entire time. I don't want you having to stare at my putrid face. You can if you want. I'm still going to be here, but here's how it's going to be. Okay. So there's like a little trucking game. You might be familiar with Euro Truck. It's sort of like just passively trucking around. So there might be something visually engaging on screen a little bit while I'm answering questions. It's chill enough to the point where it's like I'm not just gonna be sitting there playing the game. I'm gonna be focusing on answering questions and hanging out with you guys. I've got a Brit here.
Howdy.
Brit's in the back. She's gonna be handling moderation stuff for the most part because obviously I'm gonna be tabbed out. But yeah, just send questions, send your hellos, and hello the sage. I don't know if I already said that. Can't wait to watch you park. Oh, fucking hell. I just realised now that I have actual viewers who are going to see how god awful I am at parking. In fairness to me, I haven't played, or not played, I haven't, quit? Oh, no, I've switched. This is an old profile I had. I'm in 50 grand debt because I smashed some bloke's car into I just smashed into him. Didn't go well for me at all, and then I like toppled over him. We'll start afresh. I guess in honor of our latest video, we can just go ahead and let's pick a profile to start things off while people make their way in. How'd you like the video, by the way? If you weren't there during our premiere, the premiere folks seem to like it.
Yeah.
Ooh, look at all these beautiful boys. Very nice.
There is one with long hair there.
I like this guy. This guy's kind of like I don't know, like a trucker, Freddie Mercury. That guy, I don't like this one because this guy was just trying to be silly. That's not real. It's not genuine. I want real truckers. Half these people don't even look like they could be truckers. Like, that man's far too proud to be a trucker. I like this guy, so he looks like a even more shitty Elon Musk. Will be shitty Elon Musk. What colour's our truck? Hey chat, what colour's our truck? My question to you, as we begin. These look like Manosphere Twitter profile pics. Yeah. Did any of you guys see Ashley Coffin's tweet the other day about how like there's so many alt-writers or like anti-SGW types that look like failed magicians? It's like Davis Iranian and a few people like that.
I mean, you said it was
Red.
for, like,
Okay, I'll go red.
Party City Skull.
I go with red. It's the only way I can go. Oh, what's our company logo? Go red again. The fires of the revolution. Fuck me, what is this music? Sorry about this, folks. I did not. I turned music off entirely. I don't know why it's doing that. Well, obviously we'll start in London, where I'm from. No, don't need a tutorial. Bear with me. I can't go to my options menu yet, so just give me 1 sec. Again, I don't know why this music playing. I specifically turned it off. Yeah, that's definitely what London looks like. That isn't what London looks like. I don't know how many of you have been to London, but it's sort of a bit more sprawling.
Never been.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna leave Brit in charge of chat right now. If there's any funny observations. Oh, she's in because my microphone is just this thing. She won't really be audible if it's just her speaking. So she's in a Discord chat with me right now. So she'll be like coming through the headphones and hopefully you can hear her okay. Let me know if there's any issues with the audio mixing. So for instance, how do I sound? And then how does the game sound? And then how does Brit sound? Speak. Brit. Brit.
Speak.
There you go. So
Speaking. This is my
So there's
speaking
Brett.
voice.
I like this car though. It's got like a Gurren thing going on with the red and the green. All right. Any questions, Brett? Should start us off. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit.
Not yet.
Yeah, it just
We're
reset
talking
everything.
about the Party City skulls and how Sean reclaimed the skull.
The skulls. Yeah. Oh, fuck. Oh wait, I've already got. Oh, jeez. Oh, am I in the tutorial mission? How'd I get my blinkers on?
Some Lawson comment says everything is much more quiet than you.
Okay. So is the game inaudible then, or? Oh
I
god.
don't think people can even hear it.
No one can hear the game? I can turn that up then. How about if I turn the gain up on the stream?
Okay, I turned my mic volume up. I was just afraid of it being too loud, so
Okay, let's see how that is.
better or worse, let me know.
I just saw that. Did Brett just ask a question? I've done everything except turn this car.
Oh, Brett asks, do you subscribe to any political labels, or are you above all that?
I mean, I don't think anyone's like beyond politics. I think everything's political in some ways. But I would broadly call myself a socialist. I haven't read enough theory to. I don't think I can turn this off. There we go. Good. Now can I? There you go. I think I've got a hang of it now. I'd broadly call myself socialist. I haven't read enough theory, I would say, to really definitively say that I am a specific caste or a specific member of any particular ideology. Let's get trucking. Let me know if the game sounds any louder or Brit sounds any louder. I guess I would say Marxist, but part of my issue with Marx is that he's not great in terms of intersectionality. And that's something I'll get back in the cockpit.
Alright, 14042 asks, hey Mr. Streamer, what do you think is the cause of the increasingly reactionary turn to gamer culture?
Interesting. I mean, part of it is that it was a boys' club for so long that it's almost. Oh wait, geez, you went in the wrong lane. It's sort of a boys' club. It was a place that was almost exclusively for cis white males. And oh, was I even finished with that? Hang on, sorry. Finishing my coffee, lads. That it was a similar experience to one I had with the animation community. When a community is very filled with a very specific demographic group, like straight cis white males, whenever anyone comes in and says like, you know, you shouldn't really say that, which they've gotten away with saying for so long because you know, like they get away with, you know, saying the dropping an f bomb on gay people or you know, the R slur or the N word, and they sort of get away with it because they're like in this little insular group where they're not personally bothered by any of it. So then these new people come in, and then it's like, oh, you're ruining our fun little club. Little did they know that the left are much funnier, so we just don't need it. Eh, eh.
There we go.
Oh, jeez.
Sorry, I'm just getting my things ready for first.
A recruitment agency. Whop in there. Let's get in there.
Oops, sorry. Sorry, I went to go turn the kettle on. Now we got a couple of questions. So,
Oh, got
this
some
is
questions.
from Entry Level Hipster. They ask, Jack, your most popular videos are from around 5 years ago. Any reason why you decided to make political videos now?
Oh, that's actually a really good question. So yeah, I did giant bomb animations for a time. I think I'm a little bit. I don't want to diagnose myself. Like, yeah, I've always kind of felt like I have like a almost an ADHD thing. I don't know, in terms of my creative ambitions. Like, I'll get really focused on a specific kind of thing, which was for a time animations. Um, and then I had a period after that where I was very into writing like original script type stuff. What am I supposed to do? I don't have any money to hire anyone.
And then what else? What made you?
And then I was writing scripts for a while, creative scripts and stuff. So I had this series Big Iron. The first episode's actually on YouTube now. Wrote a whole series for it. Unfortunately, the Kickstarter didn't take off, so I kind of had to restructure my ambitions for a bit, especially with the situation I'm currently in. So I just thought, you know, if I can't write scripts for like original things and get them funded, then maybe I can at least talk about like current events and culture and media. And something feels, I don't know, important about it. Like I'm actually talking about the real world, and I don't know. Mostly it's just a way for me to watch a bunch of stuff that I really like and say things about it. Nothing I can do here. I don't know why the game directed me here. Now I can't get out.
Alright. Pumpkin Penguin asks, I think someone earlier asked about making a similar video on LGBTQ rep, but in video games.
Video game LGBT representation? That would be interesting. I can't think of many examples off the top of my head of like good LGBT representation.
I mean, wouldn't Mass Effect be one? Kinda.
Mass Effect?
Yeah.
Yes, although they had a really, really, really bad trans character in Mass Effect Andromeda. Like, I don't know what. It seems as if they wrote that character having not spoken to a single trans person.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess that would be like kind of almost every kind of representation where it's just like,
Hmm.
I get.
Well, at least they usually sometimes somewhat get the point, but with the trans thing, it was literally someone like dead naming themselves when you first meet them. It's like, oh yeah, back when I was Frank, and it's like, I don't know. Frank felt very. I'm not saying, oh, no trans person would ever do that, but didn't feel particularly genuine.
Oh, so this is just about the game, but Snack Cube asks, is this supposed to be south of the river?
South of the river? I believe so. Hang on, have I got a map here? Let me just check my map. What is this? No, that's not. I think that's north of the river. Ugh, North London.
Somebody mentions Dragon Age Inquisition. I cannot read today. But the Dragon Age game also has a trans man, but voiced by a cis woman.
Hmm.
Also, The Sims. Actually, The Sims, for all of EA's problems, The Sims 4 kind of has like a nice way of doing like gender non-conforming Sims, because that's just like a reality. If if you create a full.
Yeah, and then there was like the torrents of videos, wasn't it, by NTSJWs about how they ruined it, something like that. Was that for The Sims? That there might have been a Xbox, because Xbox also released avatars that are more inclusive. Like I think it. Oh, now it's like body type. It's not like you're a guy and you're a girl, and now you pick between the body type presets for them. Now it's more like. Am I going the right way now? Okay, yes, I think I'm getting closer. Don't know what that was all about.
Oh, Sujays SJES asks, are you going to continue with your original project in the far future?
Oh yeah, I would absolutely love to. Like I think my heart is really in original creative work. I write a lot of little scripts in my spare time, just telling little stories and whatnot. I still like to insert politics into that sort of stuff. I care about representation and that sort of thing. Big Iron is actually stars a Native American character, and it's sort of about his experiences in the 1960s.
Oh boy.
But for now, it's just not too viable for me because you need a really decent budget to do stuff like animated works, which is my focus. I like live action. I'd love to do it at some point, but my expertise is a lot more into animation. Am I right? Yeah, good.
Jack,
So I would like to do animation, but I need a good
yeah,
budget, a decent budget for that.
I'm just letting you know you got a certain question in the chat. I want you to look at it.
I can't look at it.
Okay.
I'm driving.
You can't look at a screen and drive? Oh my gosh.
No, I've got to focus on driving.
Aren't you millennial?
Fine, I'll look at it. What I really should have done is done it while driving, showed off my skills that way. I can't see the NSDAP manifesto. Is that the question you're talking about?
Yeah, but then there's the question like right above it too.
Oh, you realize the Nazis were socialists based on their policies, right? Sure thing, buddy. Never mind the fact that they slaughtered socialists en masse. In fact, communists were one of their sworn enemies. And the fact that they privatized huge numbers of industries. Free Arrows did a good video about this. Someone linked them to that in chat or something, because that'll put the argument a lot better than I can, just off the top of my head. Oh. Okay. That was a tad worrying.
An actual joke says, if you need in-betweeners, let me know.
Oh, for animation? I didn't realize you were super into animating. Well, wait, have I seen an animation? Have I seen an animation of yours? An actual joke? Or you wouldn't know, but like, do you have any on your channel? Are people still coming in, Brett? Are we stabilized a little bit?
Well, right now it seems to be at 45. I haven't been paying attention to how much has been in. The chat's been popping though.
Got done for speeding. We got a pizza on the way. That'll be fun. Hang on. Oof. Well, it's not my truck. We'll be alright.
There it is.
Oh, and for the record, well, it's all on this corner there, but we don't have a super chat, like YouTube super chats available, unfortunately.
Breakdown. Thank you.
Okay. British is grabbing pizza. We don't have super chats available because YouTube still hasn't monetized me. I've been in review for like two months at this point. They haven't gone back to me with anything, so I don't know what's going on. YouTube, I know, is generally pretty slow about that sort of thing. Let me in that vein. Might coming through. But in any case, I can't monetize this in terms of super chats. So there is a Streamlabs link if anyone does want to do any super chats. I think I have robot voice turned on. Maybe I think I just have it all on default settings. If anyone wants to put any funny things, look at that. Don't even need to stop at roundabouts. See, I'm British, so I know roundabouts. You know, driving quite a few of them. I did actually drive a lot in and around central London back when I was in college. It did not look like this. Yeah, I got stopped for red lights. Oh, stopping for red lights. Of course. That's what they do, don't they, in England? Currently, we don't have a car in the US, and even if we did, well, I think it'll be Brit that'll be driving. So, okay. Do I need to tuck it in, or? Let me show you how a pro does it, lads. Oh. Alright, I'll give it one try. If this is too awkward, then I'm just going to focus, because I don't want to get too distracted from chat. I won't, actually, I'll tell you what, while Brit's here, I'm just going to look at chat. How you doing, guys? I'll try and not eat pizza directly into the microphone, once that's a thing. Oh wow, chat's moving pretty fast. Let me try and get this out. Anyone notice that ContraPoints, Peter Coffin, Folding Ideas, Lindsay Ellis all uploaded today, and Jack uploaded today too? Is this left tube? So that's like a Patreon thing, I'm pretty sure. People tend to try and upload, is it the start or the end of the month? And then that is the chunk, because each one of them gets paid, you know, per month. So it's like they have the whole month to do it, and then they put up then for like their big things. Actually, I'm not sure if that's the case with Peter, because Peter puts stuff up all through the month, but Lindsay Ellis and Folding Ideas generally follow that principle. I haven't watched Contra's video, by the way. If anyone here in the chat has, feel free to let me know how it is. I will watch it, because I've watched every ContraPoints video multiple times. I am generally quite a fan, and I think in general she has had a very positive impact on LeftTube. Korak, you see the socialism debate we're having? I can go through it. The trouble is I'm like trying to work through the chat while the chat's moving.
I'm just gonna check your chat and then
Sure. Crack me off a slice, love. This is the closest. This isn't just, you know, hiding the forehead. I had a whole, you know, part of a video where it was just, hey, here's my forehead. So it's not about me being afraid of showing it. It's just I wanted like a trucker hat, but we don't have any trucker hats here. So this sort of, is this a flat cap? Is the closest thing I had. We don't have these in the UK. We've only got those little ones that old people wear.
So people are having a debate in the chat. So some of these questions, I don't know if they're in response to one asked, or if they're asking you.
Oh, they killed political dissidents who happened to be socialists, not because they were socialists. That's a lie. Well, we'll write a book on it, buddy.
Alright, I'm gonna get you
And in the meantime,
pizza and your gaming juice.
bye. Chat with you later. You can feel free to pose your comments in the video, something like that. This isn't a stream for like intense, like, you talk bullshit. No, you're talking bullshit. I want to keep things fairly chill here, and we can just hang and have some fun. he wants to have disingenuous debates about this sort of thing, then he can do it in his own time. We're just going to grab me a slice of pizza. I am quite hungry. I had a little bit of hummus earlier.
Here you are. Now you can be disgusting
Look at
on
this.
stream.
I'm going to raise this a little bit.
So nobody can.
Mm. Okay. I'll tell you what, Pizza Hut, not good pizza, but it is affordable. Sorry. What's the best kind of hummus? I tend to find that just regular old plain hummus is the best. There's like an olive tapenade mixed with hummus thing at the store sometimes. That's pretty nice, but I went there yesterday and I was going to grab that, and it was off. Like the label just said it was off, and I was like, I should go up to them and tell them that the food they're selling's off. But then I just paid for my stuff and left. Light spoilers, but Natalie's new episode unfolds an amphibian and a reptile and soy milk bathing. As per usual, it's also great. That does sound like a ContraPoints video. Sorry if my eating noises are too obnoxious, folks. I'm just very hungry and this food tastes good. Also, my mum told me not to be mean to the UK. To be clear, the UK is really good. Better than this blood. No. The US is nice too.
Yeah. Sorry the gaming juice isn't like a putrid green color.
Mm-hmm.
You're only like a poser
Look at this.
gamer now.
You see this? This is what my partner gave me so that I can burp loudly at the stream every time a tanky or a Nazi shows up. I'll do it on command for you. I'll burp and then ban them. That pizza looks burnt. Excuse me. What? I mean, it has none of the flop you might want on a pizza. It's just sort of... But, you know, it's a nice firm crust. And also I like pizza kind of burnt. I hate, like, really doughy pizza. Olives? Yes, olives and mushrooms are the correct toppings on a pizza, just so you know. And also pineapple's good on pizza. Watches my viewers plummet now. Now that I made a value judgment on pineapple. Sorry. I feel like at this point a detractor is gonna take clips of this and be like, he just goes on stream and just eats pizza. And it's just that's how much he respects his audience, that he just sits there eating pizza and like not even responding to them. Someone said, "What's the best kind of pizza?"
Just sit there eating pizza.
Did you get that reference, folks? If you did, let me know in the chat. What's the best kind of pizza? Someone said. What is the best pizza? Oh, I really, really like Chicago deep dish. We had every time we go to Chicago, we grab ourselves a deep dish. It's really nice. We go to, what's the name of the place we went to? The deep dish place. It's one of the big ones.
Really good deep dish. It was like one of the more highly reviewed places on TripAdvisor, so I'm pretty sure somebody who lives in Chicago would know.
Yeah. For someone who lives in Chicago, they'll have some recommendations for me, I'm sure. And I like thin crust is okay. I mean I take all comers, you know. All pizza's good pizza to me, except for no, all pizza's good pizza.
Yeah,
Unless it's bad.
What's the worst pizza you ever had? I think I know. But
Oh,
you should
God.
share with the chat.
I have a story for you folks. Oh, not really a story, it's an anecdote at best. There's a pizza place near us. That's generally pretty nice. They do a deep dish, and as I say, I'm a big fan of deep dish, so I ordered it. Hang on, let me just switch the face. I ordered it because I'm quite a big fan of deep dish stuff. So, it turns out it wasn't really deep dish. If you've had a deep dish, you know it's more like a pizza pie. You know what I mean? Like it's got this like very God. I can't. I'm not a good food critic. It's more like a pie, basically. It's got like a real crust to it. So what these fine folks at our local pizzeria decided to do was just get a regular pizza and sorry, quadruple the amount of cheese on it. It was just a mountain of cheese. It was disgusting. There was like raw bits of cheese in there. I feel like the box was like almost going to fall through with the amount of grease coming off the cheese. It was. I don't. We made it 2/3 of the way through the pizza. In fairness, so must have been okay. But it was putrid. Deep dish is cool, but it ain't pizza. Look, pizza can be anything.
Oh, so I just was like scrolling through what I missed when I went downstairs. So, Radical Reviewer asked, "What's the biggest problem with YouTube as a platform?"
The biggest problem with YouTube as a platform is a big problem that a lot of platforms have, but I think is a particular problem with YouTube is it's kind of self-perpetuating in terms of the content. Or at least this is a big problem I find. Like you'll get the sort of alt-right or like the right wingers, and they get a ton of views because they get some controversial thing up. And then YouTube then decides, oh, that must mean that they've got great content, so we'll just keep pumping it to everyone. There's never any stopping it. So I think that's why there was this right wing surge a lot on YouTube, is because it was kind of self perpetuate, whether it sort of snowballed. There was a few videos, and obviously you get people like Thunderfoot. I know Thunderfoot's not right wing, but he's kind of centrist-y. Nah. He's anti-Brexit, which is, it's good on him. And then you get Sargon, folks like that. A lot of them came from the atheist sort of community and then moved into more right-wing politics. And they got like a ton of views, and so obviously any content associated with them got a ton of views, and they just steamrolled. Nowadays, we got folks like, H-Bomb, Sean, ContraPoint, Peter Coffin, and then all sorts of great folks. There's so many. And I can't think of any right now because I'm kind of panicking and there's many people around. But
So back on the more important discussion of pizza, Rosario Pingano says, sorry if I butchered your name, Italian here, so I'm automatically an expert on pizzas. This summer I went to USA, and my god, this deep dish pizza was really good. I think the place was called, I can't, Giordano's? Was that the place?
oh, Giordano's
There you go.
isn't that like the? I don't know if that's how it's pronounced. I saw it around. I read it. You guys know not to trust me when it comes to the pronunciation of things. I'm a bit of a pseudo intellectual in that respect. But yeah, I think that's like the chain nice place in Chicago and something like that. I don't know. Let me just see if there's any more questions. Maybe I'll get back to it.
Just as a note, like, if anybody asks a question and I somehow missed it, don't be afraid to just, like, ask it again. I'm not, like, trying to deliberately ignore people. I'm just...
Yeah. No one is being deliberately ignored if you have like a genuine question. Just repeat it because the chat is moving fairly quickly. So just trying to keep up with it. Have you seen Navarra media defending Brexit? No. I mean, there's arguments you could make. I know that Corbyn was pretty was pretty pro-Brexit for quite a while. He sort of had to toe the party line on that one. Although he still gets criticised for not towing it enough. I just think, as it stands, all of the predictions as far as what would happen if that were to happen by the experts, sort of turning out to be true. Now I don't know how much of that is a self-fulfilling prophecy, where it was like, well, they deliberately just sabotaged it because they wanted to be proven right so much that they decided to destroy the country. But can't trust the globalists, am I right? Thoughts on Deltarune? Haven't played it. I'm not the biggest Undertale fan, so I find the writing a little bit obnoxious at times. It's endearing in some respects. I actually am a Homestuck fan. I have read through all of Homestuck. Ask me any question about Homestuck, and I'll tell you. Hang on, I'll do this dramatically. Ask me any question about Homestuck. Oh, oh, that's the preview window. I thought I could zoom in. Whatever, and I'll tell you the answer. But yeah, some of the characters in Undertale kind of rubbed against me, so I wasn't that interested in playing Deltarune. It's pretty though. I like the gameplay systems a little bit. Trashfire says, "What's Homestuck?" I don't know. I don't know the answer to that one. You're gonna have to ask someone else. That's sort of in deep there. I would like another slice if possible. Where did the pizza go?
I put it in the kitchen, so it wasn't in the living room.
Look at this scrub, putting the pizza in the kitchen as if we're just gonna eat one slice and go, "Oh, I'm stuffed." Love you.
I'm sure you do. Oh, so there was, right above the Deltarune was, thoughts on the Laura Loomer's Twitter ban.
Laura Luma. Oh god, I feel really, I feel genuinely sorry for Laura. I think everyone just hates her at this point. Everyone makes fun of her. I don't want to go too hard on her because I think she's kind of in this corner. No one's backing her up aside from Mike Cernovich. So, you know, I think the moment someone clipped the police talking to her and her saying, "I want my Twitter," that was when it wasn't going to go too great for her. But still, there's a certain number of people that have convinced themselves that what she did was a very brave thing. So, I don't know. I'm also, for the record, not saying that Twitter isn't faultless in terms of the way it chooses to ban people. I don't think that Laura Loomer is the best example, considering she is a really obvious, bad, racist person who should have been banned. She was taking pictures of random Muslims on the street and just putting them up on Twitter, wasn't she? And just being like, "Look at what my city's turned into." Just pictures of people. And I don't know. There was a malicious quality to it. She was wasn't it videos of her harassing Muslims or something like that? She had to go. But also, don't be too mean to her, because she's going through a lot right now. Is Homestuck good? Yeah. I would say Homestuck's generally pretty good. Lauren Southern? I was talking about Laura Loomer. And did I say Lauren Southern? If so, I'm sorry. Lauren Southern is also not very good, for very similar reasons, weirdly enough.
Jack, remember to watch Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moon. Oh, thanks. No one's asked me that yet. I was kind of asking for it when I put it in the thing for the video, that people would harass me about Sailor Moon. I'll get around to it. I'll watch it and then make my judgments. I get the gist of it. It's they wave their wands and shoot rainbows out of their mouths and kill gremlins. I think they're like a cleanup crew. Is it like Madoka, but for kids?
I think Madoka is a kind of like a dark version of Sailor Moon.
There's actually there's enough activity in the chat. I'm gonna just hang out with the chat for a bit. I don't need to think about how terrible I am at parking right now. I'll just focus on the chat. If it slows down at all, maybe we'll hop back in games for a little bit. Oh god, we've been live for 40 minutes already. Jesus, this goes. We'll probably go for a couple hours. You either really love Homestuck, hate it, or leave it not knowing what you just read. I mean, I like it. I don't love it. There's aspects of it I love. I do love how he builds. Andrew Hussey was, I feel, very good at building the narrative of Homestuck. It was so small at first. It was just a little funny kids adventure, and then I feel like it sort of organically grew into this massive thing until it reached its peak Homestuck around when they introduced the new universe kids or whatever, and then it started to go off a little bit. Yeah, I'm playing with scissors. What are you gonna do? Look, Mom, playing with scissors. I might actually grab another slice of pizza. I'll let Brittany.
I'll get you one.
Oh, thank you.
You're more entertaining than me.
Salem. Listen, Brit's entertaining, right, folks?
No.
Give her a hand, everybody. Hasn't she been nice? What's your favourite album, Jack? Kate Bush.
Here, I got you another plate.
Probably a Kate Bush album. What's the Kate Bush album I really like, Britt?
Hounds of Love.
Hounds of Love. Probably Kate Bush, Hounds of Love. Or Kanye, Late Registration. I like Late Registration a lot. Or Graduate. I know it's problematic for me to like Kanye's music, but I know how to separate the art from the artist. I can't call myself a Kanye fan anymore. As much as I do genuinely love pretty much all of his music, I can't call myself a Kanye fan at this point. Although, has he switched again? Oh, and what's the Daft Punk album that Interstellar 5555 is? I put that shit on. I pump that shit. Discovery, the Daft Punk album is... I mean, Interstellar 5555 is definitely the best way to experience that album. I would highly recommend that. It's very good. Have you listened to The Coup? No, I'm not familiar with them. Message me something on Twitter about it. If you want to link me an album or something, I'll check them out. I'm not a huge music... Listen, everyone must choose their mediums that they're big on. I'm very much a film boy. I play quite a few games. Not decreasingly so. Increasingly little. But I still watch a lot of movies. I still need to see Creed 2. Because I like those movies. But music's fine too. Swiss Army Man. I really want to see Swiss Army Man. Oh god. That movie looks like a lot of fun. I like Daniel Radcliffe. I like what he's done with his career. I really respect the fact that Daniel Radcliffe was kind of he was so clearly being pigeonholed into that Harry Potter sort of figure, like, oh, goody two shoes little boy. And then he was like, no, I'm going to do a play where I get my dick out in front of a horse. And everyone was like, all right then. And since then, he's took these weird roles a lot of the time. I think he was pretty good as like the neo-Nazi infiltration guy. He did pretty okay in that role. I'm not sure what I thought about that movie. It's been a little while since I watched it. Pretty good movie, I think. It's your favourite movie, an actual joke? Ooh, I'll definitely check it out then.
What is your favorite movie? Let me just ask that.
Well, folks. My favourite movie would be Magnolia by Paul Thomas Anderson. I love all of Paul Thomas Anderson's films. Not as much his very first Hard Eight, his very first one. That was like a very good film. But every other film he's made is like, I could make an argument for every one of his movies being like one of my favourite movies. But Magnolia is my number one. It's like an epic. It's like an emotional epic. I love it. And then I would say like 12 Angry Men, I actually am a huge fan of. Despite its Marxist influences, that wasn't a good Rational Big Boy. I'll work on it. Despite its Marxist influences, it's still an okay movie. It's red pill as fuck. Just the way that they managed to create such a captivating narrative with such a limited space and like limited cast, and I love 12 Angry Men. It's gripping despite the fact that it's like, quite an old movie, and sometimes it can be hard to feel like in it with those movies. Like, I'll watch older films like What's another movie that I really like? Is it like Eight and a Half? The one about like uh, the Italian director who's making a movie about his inability to make a movie or something like that. That's very good, but there's always like this feeling that I'm enjoying it from a distance because it's sort of dated in a lot of ways. But 12 Angry Men, I was just like in it. That movie could have come out last year and I'd still enjoy it. Although I'd probably think a lot of straight white dudes here.
Okay, I'm actually going to ask this because I kind of want this, but Don S. NDT asks, full math games at 15K?
Cool math games.
I think they want you to do a stream and then play cool math games.
I will do that, but what I would like you to clarify for me, how difficult are these math questions? Because I'm really terrible at math, or as I call it, maths. I'm not very good at maths.
And then also Pumpkin Penguin asked a little earlier. You kind of did answer this with Homestuck, but do you read any webcomics besides Homestuck?
I was good into. Sorry. I was good into. I was big into webcomics when I was like in my mid-teens. I read Fanboys a lot, which is funny because I actually had a friend of a friend who knew or I had a friend who was close friends with the guy who did the comic Fanboys. I was into VG Cats, but then the one that really grabbed me was Problem Sleuth, Andrew Hussey's previous thing, and then that led into Homestuck. I'm trying to think of other webcomics that I enjoyed. I never read Control Delete. Oh, okay. I always hated Control Delete, I should say. I did read it for a little bit. And Penny Arcade I didn't mind as much as Control Delete, but it never really, like... I don't think I've ever... It's like SNL. Penny Arcade is like SNL in that I have read many strips and been like, yeah, that's funny. But I've never actually laughed, really. I challenge anyone to link me an SNL skit that will genuinely make me bust up laughing. Wait. There's one SNL skit that has actually made me bust up laughing. It was the Justin Bieber skit that Bill Hader... It's probably only because of Bill Hader's commentary about it. Bill Hader did a skit with Justin Bieber, and it was like a train wreck, the whole thing. Like they had like props and stuff and like a ton of technical problems. And at one point a light nearly fell on Justin Bieber's head. And so Justin Bieber was just unnerved the whole time and was like, wasn't really doing the bit. And it went so horribly, and that is the funniest SNL skit to me. Hi, I just discovered you. What is your channel? My channel is Jack Saint / Lacking Saint. I do videos about media, culture, politics, and memes. Sometimes I'll talk about movies. Usually I'll talk about movies. Sometimes I'll talk about news events, sometimes video games, maybe books in the near future. And I won't elaborate on that for now, but look forward to that.
Memes. You were asked what is the worst meme of 2018?
The worst meme of 2018? Or 2008?
2018.
Okay. Because the worst meme of 2008 is what was it? The polar bear that was always telling the truth or something. Honesty Bear. That was such a shit meme. That was probably more recent than 2008, but I hated that meme. The worst one of 2018 was probably thought. Does that count as a meme? The fact that everyone started using thought. That might be more slang, but it's like it was used for a lot of memes, and I hate the term thought so much. It's just it's basically just a way for incel types to get away with calling women, bitch, without seeming like massive incel types, because it's like, oh, you're just using the cool hip word. Other than that, I would actually say 2018 was okay for memes for the most part. Oh, there's been this meme going around lately that's like, you know how you get the ones where it's like, here's a thing labeled this and it's a bad thing, and then a thing that's better and it's like labeled the other thing. There's a lot of label memes now. There was one that was like, the bad thing it's like a picture of two women, one who has big boobs and one who has small boobs, and then the good thing was always on the big boobs, and then the bad thing was always on the small boobs, and it's like, nice. It's just turned memes into a body shaming. All boobs are good boobs, even no boobs.
I feel like it maybe this is just my own personal observations, but like during that point in 2016 to like maybe even like halfway into 2017, it felt like there was just like this meme drought where there was just like no good memes whatsoever because like everybody was just like going off about well you know who. And now a lot of the memes are politicized, but you can still find some good memes around.
Yeah.
But there was a period where it felt like, what did we have? We had Cash Me Outside and Salt Bay. So it was a really shitty period, and I don't want to think about it.
Yeah. Thought I'm told was from 2017 or earlier, in which case I would maybe argue it was popularized this year. I heard it a lot more this year than I heard in previous years. Gritty is good. I like Gritty. I think he's fine. I think it's hard to criticize Gritty. I don't think he's quite cutting, but as just a mark for unity. Perhaps a possible new symbol that isn't the hammer and sickle, which scares off a lot of people who haven't really thought much about it. What about E? I don't know what E is. Hello, dude, bro. I just found this channel and have a simple question before I watch a video. Are you a lefty? You're gonna have to watch the videos to find out. I am. If you're not a lefty and you're like anti-lefty, I'm sorry. Hopefully you'll give me a shot anyway. I try to be somewhat fair. But I've had a lot of people, even on videos where I think I've been very fair, that have said like, it was a smear campaign. You just tried to smear fascism. I've actually read upwards of 3 comments at this point saying, this is a hit piece against fascism. There's nothing inherently wrong with fascism. For my Sky High video. Which certainly my Sky High video has its flaws.
It's also very interesting because I get to moderate your comments and just like look at the ones that get caught by like the filter, and it's very interesting to see how many people have made it abundantly obvious that they didn't even watch your video.
Like you were saying earlier, you wish I'd came up with that code word thing earlier, right? It's a nice shorthand now, although some of you folks are letting me down a little bit because you do comments, I think, not so much on the latest one, the avocado toast one. For the avocado toast one, you've all been pretty good about putting that there. But for the NPC game video, a lot of you were saying you liked the video, but not saying it was a good burrito or...
Dang it, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. I just realized that I did tell you about this and forgot, but Cyber 6 was a cartoon that you missed. But
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, I heard a few people mention Cyber 6. That was, inevitable, like a Sisyphean task to look at all the little, like, tiny examples you can find of things worth looking into. That was, I think, the major one that I missed after my last video. I'm probably not going to do another roundup video. I don't want to become the LGBT cartoon channel. As much as I have liked examining that over the last few weeks, my brain is a tiny bit fried when it comes to looking at LGBT representation in cartoons as a very niche topic.
save it for a rainy day.
Yeah, I'll save it for a rainy day. I have a few things I'm sort of saving for a rainy day. I know a lot of people have been asking for a follow-up. Actually, I'll tell you what, I can ask the chat a little bit about this. So, I have an Alice Through the Looking Glass thing people have been asking, like the sequel to the Tim Burton Alice in Wonderland movie, which is, in my opinion, even worse, somehow. If anyone's interested in that, I can maybe think about pushing that up the list. It won't be my next thing, I don't think, but a few people have asked for that. And then I had planned a follow-up to my Sky High video. So my Sky High video kind of introduces the notion of superheroics as like eugenicist Like whenever you're dealing with like superpowers, there's a potential that you get into eugenicist tropes, which really push the notion of like genetic strength as the core of like true strength. And I think another story, although to be clear, I'm not saying all superhero stories are eugenicist at all. I'm not even saying any of them are. I'm just saying that some of them can easily bring about a reading. You can easily read into them that way. Um, so animal fiction is another one that I'm looking to write about at some point. So you have a lot of fiction that gets into the notion of humans as animals, and then they use that as a metaphor to tell a story about a certain thing. So the big late modern example would be Zootopia, which is like, oh, there's predators and there's prey, and the predators are kind of black people, and that's in some ways, but I overall think it's a nice message, but there's obvious inherent issues in that, right? That may be worth looking into. I'm sure there's already a good video on it. I would want to dive deep into the topic. There's a bunch. I tell you what, one thing I'm going to recommend because it's very obscure and worth watching that also goes into this kind of human-animal metaphor narrative, and it's quite short and like 40 minutes. Ringing Bell is like an anime movie, Japanese animation, whatever. I highly recommend it if you have 40 minutes to spare. It's like a neat thing. It's like the 80s, I believe, but it's well worth a watch. Ah, yes, the Jack Saint review of furries. I mean, you got to appeal to your audience somehow, and there's a few of you going around with your funny little cat avatars or.
Jack, what's your persona?
My persona is a duck. Ducks are my favorite animal. So if anyone wants to draw me as a duck, feel free. Oh, hey Wes, doing good, buddy. How you doing? A few people here from Annie Soch. There's a link either in this description or in a few of my other videos if anyone wants to join Annie Soch. It's like a little Discord community I have set up. I didn't like the idea of setting up a Discord community for me. I felt like that would. I mean, there's a lot of Discord servers for specific YouTubers. They're actually really nice and fun. I like the communities, but I wanted something more open to like other people to like talk about their particular passions and their projects and stuff like that. So Annie Soch is a community I have that's like just generally for people who are creators or just lefties that are from our kind of people. And it's a nice place. I like hanging out there. Let me read through because I've been just staring at my own face.
So there's one that I was actually interested in hearing your answer because I don't even know. Jonah Tauber asks, "What's the meaning of lacking saint?"
What's the meaning of lacking saint? I was on a Half-Life 2 forum once, and saint was taken. So I was like, oh, what do people usually do when their name's taken? They say, oh, they add like an adjective to it. Is lacking an adjective? Or isn't that? Yeah, it's an adjective. I have a master's degree in English, by the way. So I just thought lacking saints. I don't know. That's as much as I thought about it. Saint's my last name, by the way. My real last name. Yeah, that's the story about that. I played a lot of Half-Life 2 mods, so that was what happened there. For one or two places, I was Amazing Saint, but god awful username. There's a very good anarchist critique of Animal Farm. I could DM you in Discord. Ooh, feel free. I am a fan of Orwell's work. Mostly Animal Farm, and 1984 is pretty good too. Animal Farm I prefer, personally, because I'm contrarian. But none of them are as good as Brave New World, which is my favourite novel. Do you like Lindsay Ellis? Yes, probably or among my favourite YouTubers. I like Lindsay Ellis's content a lot. I love the way she presents stuff, which is well, I shouldn't say I disliked Nostalgia Chick, but I think her new content is really, really good. As far as other YouTubers, I really, really like ones where when they upload something, I immediately watch it. Folding Ideas, generally. Big Joel, really good. Curio is a good channel that you guys should check out. He helped me with my NPC game video a bit. Peter Coffin, really good. They also do a live stream every week. That's a lot of fun. I might make this a weekly thing. I'll see how it goes. Thought Slime's good. Angie Speaks is good. H Bomb, Sean, obviously good. Free Arrow's good.
Do not eat.
Do not eat might be my actual favorite channel on YouTube right now. It's like through the lens of leftism and City Skylines, which is a pretty fun game. They've introduced me to just so many topics that I haven't really thought about that much, and I think I sometimes feel self-conscious about the fact that I am fundamentally talking about like, oh, it's like leftist critique of like film and video games. It's like, well, which are probably the two areas most analyzed from a leftist lens? And it's like movies and games, at least on YouTube. But again, like most of the YouTubers I just listed do exactly that and still say really fun, interesting things. And hopefully you guys think I say interesting things too sometimes. I don't know.
No, I'm pretty sure Karosh asked this once already, so I'm gonna read it out. Do you think we should try to get leftists to be interviewed on the Rubin Report, or would that be a losing strategy?
On the Rubin Report, I mean, what do you mean by like get them on the Rubin Report? Because there's so many, or there's been quite a few lefties that have been really pushed hard to Dave Rubin. I know Contra has been, or Nat, I should say. Nat has been pushed hard to Dave Rubin. He's just not interested. I think really whenever there's a lefty that's genuinely capable of sparring with Dave Rubin, he doesn't humor them because it's very obvious that he's trying to push a specific narrative. And certainly there are lefties there that, you know, God love them, they are always lovely people, but a lot of them can't necessarily debate like off the top of their head. Like I'm not even being interrogated here, and I'm kind of my brain's getting fried a little bit.
Well,
But
also, like, if you notice, especially, like, if you watch any of the MythCon debates, like, with Sargon, like, he'll just wait for the leftists or whoever to just say one thing, and they'll go, so you would believe in blah, 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 and then the person
yeah,
has to waste their time going, no, actually, I believe, well, somebody else in your group said the thing, so therefore you believe the thing.
bye, mum. Yeah, there's so much conflation there where the right typically do that. I do think the left has an issue with that. I think that for the most part, when you have an opponent, you shouldn't assume their premises too much. Like, don't assume that they believe something simply because they happen to go with a certain camp. You can certainly critique them for being like, why do you support this if you're really opposed to this, right? Like, why do you support Trump if you're very opposed to, you know, transgender discrimination, for instance, when he's openly discriminating against transgender people constantly. But like with a lot of right-wing people who say like, you're a lefty, you just want to get rid of all our guns, and then you'll get a lot of lefties that are like, no, I'm actually like kind of anti-gun control, like, or like I'm very pro-gun. They'll say I'm kind of nah on guns. We don't have that many in the UK, and it works out pretty well. But I know the culture's different. I'm not arguing that. You should start a debate series. I'm kidding. Please don't do that. I don't know. I've been watching a lot of Destiny videos. I think I'm ready to debate, buddy. Get someone on. I tell you what. Everyone tweet a no bullshit. Oh wait.
Oh, God.
Ooh.
Oh.
Oh.
I will live for a no bullshit debate because I'm just saying you could literally be the worst debater in the world and win against no bullshit.
Mhm. Oh wait, you signed in as me?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
So I can actually look at the YouTube comments you're getting. I'm kind of doing a little moderation over there too.
Yeah. So just to be clear, folks, if anyone says anything, and if I say anything in chat, it's actually Britt using my account, which is I think against the law, but we'll let it slide. Destiny completely destroyed, no bullshit. That was the thing. I feel like I've explained this in my Twitch streams, which again, follow me on there if you want to. I think my regular streams might be up there because whenever I play video games, I'm going to try and stream it. All No Bullshit had to say was give a coherent argument against incest, which most people are generally against. Destiny was arguing on the kind of pro-incest side, and No Bullshit couldn't give a single coherent argument over the course of over an hour. He just kept saying, "Cause it's fucked up, dude. It's just fucked up. It's just wrong. Cause it's like just wrong." He couldn't give a single coherent argument. I could. I would say, generally speaking, it leads to these things, and it'd probably be better off to just disallow it rather than let these things come to pass. But let's change the topic. Doing these videos made me realize how interested in city stuff and history I am. Yeah, it definitely made me think a lot more about infrastructure. We're actually really close to the rapid transit system that Do Not Eat was talking about in one of his videos. Destiny's debates are a lot of fun. Also, I tend to put them on when I need something to help me sleep. Ugh, so many disingenuous actors out there. Shout out to Brit. Yes, shout out to Brit. We give a thumbs up to Brit. Hang on, can we pick like an emoji for the... Do a corn emoji if you... Do a corn emoji if you're in support of Brit. Pumpkin Penguin says, I used to do videos and want to get back into it. Since you have gone a similar route, do you have any recommendations for writing scripts? When you are inspired by something, I would say get something down on paper straight away, because, at least from my experience, the longer you go, it's kind of exponential, your disinterest in the topic. Most of the time when I have picked my topic for a video, what it'll be is it's like it'll be the weekend and we'll watch something on some kind of substance. And so, for instance, Sky High, we watched Sky High, and then I just thought, oh, wow. And so I just wrote down some notes real quick about Sky High, and then from that, developed that into a whole video. Same thing with Fallout 3. We were playing through all of Fallout 3 again. I think I gave up near the end. But we played through the pit because I'd never played through the DLCs before. And I'm just like, oh, wow, that's actually a really neat... Like, that genuinely has made me stop and think about the choice I would make in this situation. And Fallout 3 basically never does that. It's fun in other ways. It's actually pretty good as like a chill-out game. Maybe I'll consider it for like a chill-out stream. Because you don't really have to think too much about the narrative. And it's just kind of going from place to place, looting shit. And yeah, that's generally how it goes for everything. The NPC game I almost didn't make a video on because it was like I had my bout of like, what the fuck is this all about? And like really looking into it, and I was like, oh, this is just too silly for me to even humor.
I'm just gonna say this because Aquos Lover says, I feel like the things I'm inspired by are all rather unimportant. Here's the thing, I feel like, especially because of the internet, there's a niche market for everything. So you might feel like everything you like is unimportant, but there are probably hundreds of people out there just like you, and
yes,
you'll find your niche.
YouTube is all about finding your niche. Find a specific thing you are passionate about and talk about that. Don't worry about appealing to like what you think is the trendy thing to talk about in that moment. I know I'm kind of being hypocritical because my first couple video essays were all like about trending hashtags like Plain Bay and Fire James Gunn. But like as a contrast, I guess, I did the Eddie Brock video partially because I knew Venom was a bit of a hot topic at the time. People were talking about Venom a lot. And I was genuinely interested in talking about it, but it was kind of spurred from the notion of like, oh, a lot of people are talking about this. I wonder if I would have anything to say about that. I think I've made a somewhat interesting video out of it, but it's not one I'm super passionate about, I would say. Whereas Sky High, now that's a movie no one gives a shit about, and that's actually one of our most popular videos at this point. Yeah, we're up to 70k views on like a really obscure reading of a fairly nothing movie. And my most recent videos, you know, I'm talking about stuff like Robot Jones and Mission Hill that like no one cares about in the modern day. Or they have their fan bases, but they're very minimal, right? And then revealing them to people because it's something they're shows that I personally am passionate about.
Oh, a new Dingo asked, is it a new Dingo? Somebody asked, I'm sorry, somebody asked what brand of headset you have.
These are Sades 90 S902 or something like that. Hang on.
Is it just a Red Dragon headset? Because it matches your Red Dragon gamer mouse.
I don't know that it is. Hang on. Here's what I believe it is. Yeah. It's if you're looking to be on the cheap, I would definitely recommend it. It's only $20. The speakers are pretty okay. The microphone's pretty okay.
Sorry, I got mixed up. That was CRBNCHN that asked that.
Oh, Brett.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I just saw the username a new Dingo and I had to read it out.
No, I'm sorry. Favorite color? I feel like I asked this before, but might as well ask again since it's in my mind. Also, hi Firewolf. Favorite color? Probably red right now. I like a hot pink a lot. I'm a big fan of hot pinks, but I like as a single color maybe hot pink, and then when it's like combinations like a very vibrant like blood red and like a nice soft ocean blue. The contrast between those, I love them. They're very complementary, kind of a Gurren thing. Oh, what's this? Sky High is a movie of my childhood, but I know now that it's eugenics propaganda. To be clear, Sky High isn't definitively eugenics propaganda. It's just a reading that I felt like I could make a strong argument for. I certainly don't think the creators intended it to be that way, and I think there's definitely things you could point to and say like that doesn't really lead into what you're arguing for.
Somebody asked, this is funny to me, but you can answer it. What is your morning ritual?
What's my morning ritual? So I wake up at 3 p.m. and my sleep cycle's kind of messed up. So sometimes I'll wake up at like 9 a.m. Sometimes I don't really have like a specific thing I need to wake up for right now. Because, you know, I'm in the US, I'm still doing the immigration process, so I can't really seek gainful employment. So I'll wake up, I'll probably go online, or if I woke up with a thing in my head, I might write something. Or if I have a project I'm working on, I'll maybe get the window open and start editing. Maybe do the dishes. Occasionally do the laundry. Maybe do the dishes. Maybe let it rot. Maybe let it rot in the sink. But and then probably shower at some point later in the day, and then make dinner. I'm the cook in the house. Although Britt did make this lovely pizza today.
I made this pizza by hand. I cooked it myself.
Hang on, let me will some pizza into my hand. Ready, folks? Hang on. Oh God, it was so much easier when Rey did it in The Last Jedi.
She could do it with no training whatsoever.
Yeah, she just did it. It was easy for her.
What a Mary Sue.
Oh God, oh, easy. Thanks, honey.
You're welcome, sugar kitty.
Seven Emerald says, "Can I just?" What is it? Yeah. No, wait, not Seven. Is it Seven Emerald?
No.
Wait, who said it? Oh, Pumpkin Penguin says, "Can I just mention that Brit is adorable?" Yes, you can. She's giggling back there and everything. Mary Sue, I'm just a Gary Stu, guys. You ever done this, folks? Ready? Now it's a sandwich. I have a friend who often... No, let me finish my statement, because otherwise it sounds like I've just said, I have a friend.
I know you have a friend. But
No, hang on.
I gotta say.
I have a friend who eats pizza rolled up. That's it. Carry on.
Okay. please make a call out video for Lacking Saint? Because now he's canceled.
Oh God, Lacking Saints cancelled. What'd he do?
He claimed to have pizza gravitational powers, but it's obviously a fake.
You know, there was always something. I'm glad. You know what? So, you know, you like, oh, I hope that everyone's the best version of themselves. I'm glad that he fucked up. Got the receipts. Got him a notepad. On notice. Not just on notice, on second notice. And I don't give thirds. As an American in the UK, I feel you on the immigration thing, bro. Keep reaching for that rainbow. Don't eat pizza like that, it's illegal. Oh shit, is it in America? Shit. Sorry. Oh, does this count? In light of Lindsay Ellis's latest video. Wow, I love the cheap prices of this Pizza Hut pizza. It's so reasonable. I take a bite and I think, it's such a bite of pizza. Cheap. Okay, Pizza Hut pizza is cheap. If you go online, there's a discount you can get for, it's like what is it, $8 for a large pizza?
Yes, but how they get you is you have to make like a minimum of like, I think it's like $11.95 for them to deliver it. So now that's how they get you. It's like the pizza's cheap, but then you have to buy like a 2-liter for you to be able to get it delivered.
You just have
You
to.
should think.
Is that cola out of a champagne flute? I didn't put it this way, but I think it looks quite nice.
It was just some glasses we got from my grandma, but you know, I'm not gonna say, oh, it's a fancy glass, we can't use it. I'm going to use it.
That is, for the record, exactly what Brit's grandma sounds like. That's a fancy glass. You can't use that. You can't use that glass, honey.
Don't make fun of my grandma.
I love your grandma. She's a very nice lady to certain groups of people. She's from Mississippi, so.
Actually, she's from Arkansas.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, she's from Arkansas.
When did she move to Mississippi?
Probably when she married my grandpa. But I think she was like right around Little Rock, so it's like fairly close.
Okay. What are your thoughts on possadism? Good or bad meme ideology? I'll need you to elaborate on that. I might know what it is, but I haven't heard that term before. Or at least I forgot that term. I'm a very forgetful person.
I'm gonna go and use the restroom. It's like hot as shit in here. Can I just turn off the...
Turn off the heater? Yeah, I mean, if it's hot, you can turn off the heater. Lindsay Ellis, ContraPoints, and Jack have all recently done videos that I just want to say that it makes me vaguely uncomfortable and it's somewhat surreal that people are like, oh yeah, so we had Nat, Lindsay Ellis, and Jack saying it's like there is a level you guys might not feel it so much because to you it's, you know, I'm just another YouTuber, but to me it's like I'm one of you, and suddenly being told, like, you know, you go, oh yeah, Awesomov, and you know, Sean and H-Bomb, and they've been up to some stuff. Jack New left his star. You're gonna be a star. Little Caesars is the bare minimum legal requirement to qualify as pizza. I haven't had Little Caesars. So in the UK, we had, for a long time, it was local places which were always cheap, but not very good. And then your options were Pizza Hut or Domino's, and that was literally it as far as pizza goes. I prefer Domino's of the two, but there's not a Domino's near us. And also Pizza Hut pizza is a little bit better here. I find Pizza Hut pizza in the UK has kind of got a weird taste in the cheese. I mean, this doesn't have the best taste in the cheese, but it's better than, you know. They just introduced Papa John's to the UK, which I would maybe. I don't know. Papa John's is up there, but I'm obviously not going to buy it because it's problematic. I'm not going to buy Papa John's pizza. And then Little Caesars is in the US. Being in the US, nothing in the UK as far as I know. There's a few places I would. Why am I talking about brands? I'm not a leftist. I'm not a real leftist. I'm just talking about food brands.
I think just in kind of the Cleveland area. I mean, there's a lot of okay pizza places, but there isn't anything I feel that is amazing. Unfortunately, there are some local chains that I think are a little better, but nothing I've had in Cleveland has been amazing as far as pizza goes.
Yeah. I mean, I think it says a lot that any pizza place that did that, like our local pizza place, is pretty highly rated as far as our area goes, and the normal pizza is pretty good, but that deep dish pizza, they should drop at least 2 stars off that place for that alone. Although in fairness, they have what do you call that? They do really nice eggplant subs. We're pescatarians, mostly vegetarians, but you know, might have the occasional shrimp or something. We need to reclaim the means of pizza production from the hands of the bourgeoisie. There's BreadTube, and then, you know, that's what we could evolve into.
What was that? Because Oscar, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce the last name, but I'm waiting for an article about how your favorite pizza represents your political beliefs, and I just instantly thought of, what is it, the Barstool Pizza guy? Is that the guy?
Oh, Barstool Pizza Reviews? Yeah. Barstool Pizza Reviews is entertaining. That's right. Why am I bleeding? Anyway, Barstool Pizza Review. Barstool Pizza Reviews is a fairly funny channel, but that guy has some really bad views. I think he had, was it Tucker Carlson he had on one of his videos, which I think says a lot.
What? I'm blank now. But what was like the thing he says right before he tries it? One bite, everybody knows the rules. Is that it?
Yeah, everybody knows the rules. Was his slogan. Is that pizza sauce? I don't think so. No, that's like a look. They ain't wiping off. I don't know. Maybe it was like something scabbed. I mean, it's hardened. I'm not like bleeding. It's just like an exposed. Do you ever have that, folks, where there's just like a place where you're bleeding from and you don't know why? It's gotten better, but I had really bad back knee for a time. It's gone slightly better, but it was like so bad because I used to do back when I was in the UK, I did some jiu-jitsu training, just a fairly small group, and occasionally when I'd go out and I was training fairly hard, you just wear your t-shirt, and I would have like a zit on my back pop, and then there'd just be like some blood on my back, and they'd be like, "Are you okay?" Or like some blood on my shoulder. Maybe I should just stop wearing white clothes.
Gag. Do you remember that one time? The water slide. Do you remember that? I felt so bad for you. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh no, I mean the water slide was a good thing.
Oh my gosh.
Here is wear red. Yes, I don't own any red shirts, but I should. Actually, I have one Giant Bomb shirt that's red. I'll tell you what, as we're getting a little bit further into the thing, do you want to bring me that, Brett, so I can show you? I have a little fun thing for you folks. So you may have spotted this.
Wait,
from you can bring me the board.
Oh.
So this is as a part of the celebration. I'll do some cameos from previous episodes I've done. You might recognize this from the start of the Eddie Brock video, and then I also have this guy here. We still haven't taken this apart. Our clipboard to help us work out what James Gunn's done. I don't know if you guys can piece it together. We're still working hard on this one to figure out what's up. I think something's happening over it. Something with this.
Who's that?
We don't know what this means yet, but I think we're close.
Just let me know when I can actually use my clipboard again.
Yeah. You can take it down if you want to, but
Eventually.
I've pretty much
I had to like.
that's pretty much had its use.
It's because it was it's Becca's, and she was using it for a bunch of her pens. But I have like a bunch of pens now, so I
Yeah.
want to start a collection.
Okay. What a mess of a corkboard. It was intentional. I wanted to look like a conspiracy theorist dude. If it was all organized, I'd just look like a regular theorist. I watched the video on LGBT representation in 90s cartoons. Great video. Was wondering if you might have more to touch on in modern interpretations of the community. I haven't kept up too much with the modern shows. Like, I do watch Steven Universe, and I think Steven Universe does a lot of positive as far as representation goes, in terms of normalizing that sort of thing. I think people are a bit overly harsh to Steven Universe because of its popularity, but I also get how it can grate on people. Bit of a centrist in that regard. Messy people are more intelligent. You're right, Mum. I thought you were going to go to bed.
You're right, Mom. That's why I never clean.
Mm-hmm.
No, mostly what ends up happening is, we're never like filthy, but we're just kind of like very cluttered sometimes. And then I'll just go like, oh my gosh, I have to clean everything. And then I'll spend the whole day just cleaning everything. And until next month.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, there's been quite a few times that I've woken up at like 5 a.m. or more like 4 a.m. actually. I wake up at like 4 a.m. I'm just like, oh, Brit isn't next to me, and then I'll look, and you're just like desperately scrubbing away at every corner of the kitchen. Basically, like that Rugrats episode where Stu loses control of his life. Probably the biggest bummer in terms of me making those 90s cartoon videos that I didn't really have any reason to mention Rugrats, even though I fucking love Rugrats. Rugrats is a very good show. Maybe we'll put Rugrats on after this. No show has ever made babies so entertaining.
You could play a certain Rugrats game.
No.
Why not? Aww.
No, I want to watch it. I don't want to play it right now.
Oh, okay.
I just watched a 90s cartoon video and I think I'm going to sub. Thanks, buddy. If you like it enough, consider... Oh, why do I keep pointing in the wrong direction? Consider backing on Patreon. I need the money to keep making the videos, folks, so if any of you like the videos, pay up. Don't feel too pressured, though.
Pizza Chew ASMR, please. So, you know what you gotta do.
Pizza Chew ASMR?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do this once because it was requested. If anyone doesn't want to listen to me chewing pizza, like, somewhat fervently, just mute your microphone for like 5 seconds. Hang on. That's it. Done. If you're muted, unmute. That's the most you're going to get out of me.
How are they going to hear you?
Until I get like a, I want to get like I'll get a Yeti at some point so that I can mess with a little bit more. Right now I'm kind of always here. I can't do that thing where you like back away from the microphone or get real close to the microphone. It's always just kind of here. And I feel like if I do move it, it's going to like make that terrible noise. Chewing noises are not ASMR to me. Yeah, I usually think of them as like anti-ASMR noises, but who knows. I'm going to turn myself down very slightly because I feel like I'm ducking too much into the yellow zone. Let me know if I'm getting too quiet, folks. You should do a video on ASMR. Didn't Philosophy Tube just do that? It might have been on ASMR, but he used ASMR. I still need to watch that, but I'm very anti-ASMR on a personal level, so I'm sort of not wanting to.
I'm sort of the opposite, but I don't like, people people just like making noises with things. So like I'll listen to a lot of like white noise stuff. Like if I have a hard time falling asleep, I'll just like put on 10 hours of lawnmower running video.
Yeah. I like to sleep to silence, but Brit does not. She likes
Or
weird
sometimes
noises.
I'll just listen to like the YouTuber commentator community where it's just like, here's a video somebody made, and then somebody responds to that video, and then somebody responds to that video. So I don't even know what they're talking about, but it helps me fall asleep.
The YouTube drama community is actually the worst thing about YouTube. God, I hate the YouTube drama community. So it's basically a community usually based around like animation YouTubers. They just sorry, you can actually see now that I'm wearing pajama pants. The YouTube drama community is just the most vapid thing where they say, "Oh, there's someone that said you said this on a Discord server once, and then you apparently you banned them from the Discord server. You didn't give a very good reason, so we can do a call out video." And they'll say in response, "Oh well, I watched your videos, and when you made this video, you said this thing, and if I'm being disingenuous, I can paint it to be this way." And it's just it's like 12-year-olds on the playground talking shit to each other, except these people are often, usually they are fairly young, like maybe 17, 18, but then they can go up into their 20s and they're still like just talking shit to each other. You can be in your mid-20s and do it. They call that EFAP. That video, the Philosophy Tube video, was a guided meditation to get people really in the thought space of revolution v reform. So the ASMR is a byproduct, I guess. Interesting. I think I will watch it at some point. Philosophy Tube does do good content. I like the influence Nat's had on Philosophy Tube. I think Philosophy Tube has flourished over the last few months. They're always good, but they were fairly dry before, and now they're really getting into some fun stuff. Even I'm getting sick of this pizza. Is there any more left?
Yeah, there's plenty of pizza left.
I don't want another slice.
Oh no, now I gotta eat it all.
If you're going to watch Rugrats, then in the spirit of the current holiday, and to honour my people, can you watch the Hanukkah special? Sure. I don't know if I watched the Hanukkah special. Sick of pizza, how much did you get? We got one large pizza. That pizza looks so thin, yuck. Yeah, the mouthfeel's not good. I just want... I feel like I'm just eating bread.
It feels like, I don't mind my pizza like a little doughy, but it feels like just chewy, and that's kind of the feel I don't like. I don't mind it being soft, and I don't care too much for pizza where it's like so thin that it feels like cardboard, but it's just too in the doughy side. That's my review. Thanks.
Okay, I'm hopping off. It was nice. Yep, see you later, Pumpkin Penguin. I was saying what Pumpkin Penguin was saying. I'm not going. Don't everyone start saying bye. What videos are you most proud of? I really like the last two I did, the 90s cartoons one. I'm glad that those are the ones that have sort of taken off. Or it seems like the newest one is being well received. Because I went into a lot of different things for that one, for those ones. I touched on a lot of things that I think are important. Sky High, I think, is generally still pretty good. I enjoy that one. NPC game, definitely up there. Ones I'm not so huge on, I think I didn't do as good a job as I could with Alice in Wonderland. I think if I was going to do the Through the Looking Glass one, it would also be kind of retrospective on the things I felt like I lacked in when it comes to the previous movie. For that video, I feel like I spent way too long just summarizing the events of the film and just sort of dryly saying when I liked or didn't like something that happened, which obfuscated my like real pointed critique at the end, which I actually felt like hit on something really interesting. But it was obfuscated by the fact that there was like this opening or this middle 20 minutes that was kind of just me summarizing the events of the film. And you need to do that in some ways, obviously, to for the audience that aren't necessarily familiar with the film. But I feel like I overdid it a little bit and obfuscated my argument in the process. Um, what else? Plane Bay video was pretty good. The Fallout video was pretty good. Yeah, I would say most of my videos I'm kind of thinking like okay, but I actually really liked the NPC one and I really liked the LGBT ones, and I didn't really like the Alice in Wonderland one or the Eddie Brock one. The Eddie Brock one, Angie Speaks kind of saves that one. I got Angie on to help out for the end of the Eddie Brock video, and she had just a beautiful thing to say, and I love her contribution. But I feel like that got a little bit messy, where I kind of went a little bit all over the place with that video, and I thought the opening skit wasn't particularly funny, but whatever. Can't love everything. I mean, Alice in Wonderland video is fun in like a kind of when you're not thinking about it, it's kind of way you just want someone to go through a film and tear it up. I love the Eddie Brock one. The beginning skit confused me. Yeah, the point of the beginning skit was it was just supposed to be like, oh, you get like an initial impression of someone based on maybe their intonation or the way they hold themselves, which doesn't necessarily hold true to who they are as people. But it was rushed and I don't think it was well executed. But you know, it was just basically drawing on the notion that you assume too much of people from sort of shallow aspects of them. Didn't go far enough with it, or I went too far with it. But I did like the part where I spun the camera around and it was me again. Just like that, I doubled up. Also, I said too much on camera because what my thing is when I'm filming anything away from the computer, I have to use my iPhone, and my iPhone has really shit audio. So usually I have to dub in all my lines, and I had too much to say in that skit, so it just came out kind of garbled.
Yeah, and also I do apologize because I'm typically the one holding it, and I don't think I have a standing hand at all. It feels like Jack has to fix it in the video editor because I'm always shaking
Mm.
for some reason.
You've got an artist's hand, just too all over the place. Just. By the way, I watched the Sailor Moon video earlier, and I got to say, big mood. Glad you liked it. What else are people saying? Let's look through. Hope you're all having a good evening. Anyway, I thank you all again for showing up for this. I probably will make this a weekly thing now that we've hit over the Patreon goal.
Next week we're gonna do our 10K stream.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we gotta do our 10K stream now.
We have to celebrate 10K now that we've celebrated 5K, and hopefully we can celebrate 15K the following week. See what happens. The Spyro video. Oh, yes, the Spyro video. Okay, yeah, the Spyro video was very good. The Spyro video is very underrated. I recommend you all check it out. So many people still think that one was serious. In fairness, a lot of them are kids, so what are you going to do? What were your... yeah, I'm going to buy a camera. What were your inspirations for making documentaries? Oh, yeah, because of my Massacre video, too. What was my inspiration for that? Like, I like creepypastas and that sort of thing. I guess there was kind of a Black Mirror thing going on in the back of my head, but, like, I have certain issues with Black Mirror. I think they can be a little bit too on the nose, and in their on the noseness actually miss some of reality, some authenticity, I guess. I'm not a big fan of White Bear as one example. The best episode is probably Nosedive, just so you know. Are you familiar with the dark intent of Alice in Wonderland? Well, a lot of it is a reactionist response to modern mathematics that Carol despised, and a lot is an attempt to see the world from a young girl's eyes. Alice was a real little girl, and Carol was a family friend who was banned from... Oh, really? I've heard a little bit about this, yeah. I want to look a lot more into that subject, because there definitely seems to be some Yeah, seeing the family after something happened between him and Alice. There's a lot of indication in the book that it was a love letter to Alice. Yeah. Uh, if that's the case, which seemingly has been shown to be the case, then that's really fucking terrible. And it didn't really. I don't think it would have necessarily contributed to the video I was doing. I don't think my video really had much to do with that. But yeah, that's
Oh
really
my
fucking bad.
god. You hang on. You included it, right, with the the original draft for the script at the very end, with Alice and the Mad Hatter and the remake, right? You remember
Mm.
that? You included that in the video, right?
The original script
Yeah.
of the Alice in Wonderland 2010 movie, um, including the Mad Hatter finally kissing Alice. Ugh. I saw a question, but I've missed it now. I saw you reference Ben 10 in your Eddie Brock video. Are or slash were you a fan? A little bit after my time, I'm afraid. I watched like a couple episodes, but I was just a bit too old for it. I think I was sort of getting into my mid-teens, and I think at that point there was other things I was starting to get interested in. I mean, cartoons are ageless, but you know when you're like a mid-teen and you feel like you're too good for kid things, unless it's stuff you already started watching, like SpongeBob. The best source I found for this was in the appendices and notes for a copy of the Penguin Collected Edition of both books. Okay, I'll look into that. Fortune 42, how old are you? I'm 24. What do you think of people like CC and Logic? CC?
Creationist Cat?
Oh, Creationist Cat. I've been watching their takedown of Armored Skeptic. I like Creationist Cat. They're pretty funny. Now, what I was wanting to do was set up some kind of feud between Creationist Cat and Rational Big Boy. Not sure how I can orchestrate this. I don't know if Vadim Newquist has any idea who I am. Probably not. But I want to get something going between Creationist Cat and Rational Big Boy. Or they can, team up for something. I don't know. And what was the other one? Logic? I'm not familiar with Logic. Have you ever seen Daria? No. I have a friend who's very into Daria. It looks like a fun show. I'm a big fan of the movie, and I guess by association, comic book. What's the one? What's that movie about, like the two teen girls, and then it ends with the girl getting on the bus? It's like they're kind of aimless high schoolers.
I have no idea.
You watched it with me, but I forgot about it at this point. It was a comic and a movie, and it was kind of Daria-ish, and I liked it quite a bit. Creationist Cat should go anarchist
Wait,
and become the
you said it was a
syndicalist cat.
comic?
It was a comic and a movie.
Okay, because the only thing I could think of that you showed me that I liked was Ghost World.
Yes, Ghost World. That's what I was
There
talking
you
about. Ghost World. Yeah, Ghost World's good, and that vaguely reminds me of. Yeah, I said I'm 24.
go. Your mom just wants everybody to know that you're 24. That's all.
Would you consider yourself a part of slash aspiring to be part of LeftTube? I mean, I feel like anyone who contributes to that community is a LeftTuber. I don't think it's like a. I don't think it should be a hierarchical thing where it's like you're not a part of LeftTube until you're of a certain channel size. But I'm getting there. Uh, hopefully the we continue to grow over the next year or so. I have a lot of ideas for videos, so hopefully I can continue making content. It might slow down as I decide to look more deeply into stuff. Like for this Avatar video that I'm doing, I actually have been wanting to read some of the work that inspired Avatar, to really nail down how that or why that movie came out the way it did. There's a lot to say about Avatar. Most of all, the fact that it's the most successful movie of all time, and no one has fucking anything to say about it now. And I think that says a lot. That Titanic, people are still quoting lines and calling back to bits from it, but Avatar, what's a line in Avatar?
I can't. I really can't even think.
No.
personal.
Put your hair in my hair, Jake Sully. Put your hair in the horse's hair so that the horse loves you. That was the weird part, was when it was like he was mounting this horse that was like trying to buck him off, and then he like shoves their hair things together, and then the horse, it's a close up on the horse, and the horse goes like, it's really weird moment there. We walked out the cinema. We went to the cinema to see it, and we walked out. Yes, when that movie came out, me and my mum went to the cinema and saw it. It's the only movie I've ever walked out of because it was so fucking dull. I literally just wanted to go home and hang out with my dog. I got more entertainment out of hanging out with my dog than I did from watching Avatar. Which, in fairness, is very entertaining to hang out with a dog. But
Was that Betty?
no, that was Boo.
Oh,
That was when we had Boo.
I never got to meet Boo, but I heard she was his little sweetie.
Well, you did get to
Betty's
meet
a
you.
sweetie.
Yeah, you did get to meet Boo, Brett, because Boo was all around us,
Oh.
watching over us. Not that anyone wants Avatar 2. I don't know, man. Maybe Avatar 2 will come out and there'll be like billions of people just emerging out of the woodwork that are like, oh, I really want to see another Avatar movie. That was so fun and interesting and so memorable. And then they'll all quietly rewatch Avatar because they can't admit to themselves that nothing about Avatar was memorable, aside from the part where they fuck with their hair. The Room video when... I feel like a lot's already been said about The Room, so I don't know.
Yeah, as much as I love The Room, I think it's kind of like a topic that has been discussed so thoroughly that
Yeah.
it's kind of hard to like bring up anything new. All I will say about The Room though is if you have the opportunity, like we did in Cleveland here, watch a live screening of it. It's a whole different experience.
Yeah, we had some spoon chucking over in the over in the local theater near us. It was a lot of fun. I felt it's the most American I've ever felt, where it was just people yelling shit at the screen, which you don't really do in the UK. I even clapped at the end, which was the moment I realised I was actually American. I'm not actually American. I'm British. I'm British. You're tearing me apart. Don't hate me, but I liked Avatar even though I thought it was good. Even though it wasn't really that good. Yeah, by no means take what I say to mean like you're not allowed to like Avatar. Even if we disagree, it's totally valid. You're valid. You're very valid.
You could almost say that liking art and movies is completely subjective.
That's not acceptable on YouTube. The new Daria reboot is going to suck. People forget that it started with a tiny budget and people donating their time to it for the first season. It had a DIY aesthetic that was rare for the time. I actually had no idea that reboot was even happening. Maybe I'll watch the old and then immediately watch the new and see how I feel about it. Why can't I like Avatar? You're not allowed. It's not allowed. If you like Avatar, if you say in public you like Avatar, you go to prison. If I was in charge, if the left rule, anything as problematic as Avatar is going straight in the bin, and you're going in the bin with them. I have so many guilty pleasure movies and shows, so I can't judge. Oh yeah, like Space Jam. I fucking love Space Jam to bits. I could watch Space Jam on loop for 12 hours. By the way, that's going to be a tier reward. If I get to a grand per video, I'll watch Space Jam for 12 hours straight. Kangaroo Jack is also a very fun guilty pleasure of mine. I like that movie a lot. I've never seen so much green in one little package. That was a poop joke, and also a gay joke. So that movie shamed two men simply for having fun in a bathroom together on a plane. I loved Kylie Minogue's Christmas album. I don't really know what that's... Oh, is that in reference to guilty pleasure stuff? I haven't heard that. Southland Tales, is that the one by is that by the Donnie Darko fella? Donnie Darko is an I don't want to say interesting movie because that's such a vacuous statement, but it's something about it didn't quite connect with me. Something about it felt artificial in some way. But I do respect it as a movie quite a bit. It's almost like it was a really good movie that emerged out of a bunch of like individually not great parts. Like a lot of the script was a little bit, and some of the directing was a little bit, some of the acting minus the lead performances was a bit, but then it came together to be an actually really interesting movie. I said interesting. Damn it. See you later, Koyo Kopin. Yeah, we'll probably do another like 10 minutes and then call it. If you want to talk about Avatar as a topic, the one thread I've seen pulled. What? The one thread I've seen pulled at a bit is how it is basically an inferior version of Dances with Wolves. Yeah, the comparison between Avatar and like Dances with Wolves or Fern Gully is probably the most among the more well-trodden ground as far as critiquing the movie. I don't want to necessarily critique it just because it happens to be similar to another movie. I can certainly say that it follows a lot of cliches to the letter in a way that goes against, I think, some of the things he wants to say. It seems like kind of a backwards-facing movie in a lot of ways. Like it was a script, almost like it was a script that was written 15 years before the movie actually got made, which I think was the case. New Lion King. Yeah, we'll probably see it. I don't like this trend towards where they take like a 2D animated movie and it's like, and now, and now it's a and now it's a 3D live action movie. Isn't that so much better? Like it was this as if there was like cave paintings before and now it's been like renovated. 2D animation's good, guys. You don't upgrade 2D animation to 3D animation or live action. In fact, a lot of the time you make it a lot worse, like Woody Woodpecker.
Jack, I've read like several comments in your like, cause I'm just like watching the comments from the Sky High video, and it seems like how they all start out is it almost feels it's like I was with you until you mentioned The Last Jedi, and then they go on a rant about it.
Yeah, people get very angry when I mention The Last Jedi in the Sky High video. In fairness, in some ways, reasonably, because I think I paint people that don't like The Last Jedi with too broad a brush, but there's a lot of people that like that hate The Last Jedi for. I mean, everyone's justified for their reasons, but I think kind of silly reasons, and they'll often lie to themselves even about those reasons. I could talk all day about the response to The Last Jedi, but many people have talked all day about the response to The Last Jedi, so I'm not going to do that here. Um, Stop spitting on the Disney Renaissance Disney. Yeah, just stop it. Best Disney movies, by the way, for the people that didn't ask. Lilo and Stitch is the best Disney movie. Treasure Planet is very good. What are the ones that I really love as far as Disney movies go? I mean, obviously a lot of the Pixar catalog is very close to my heart because that was really what I grew up with. So like Toy Story, fantastic. And then I would say like Wall-E and Up, I really love. I do like Alice in Wonderland, the original, the 1954 version, quite a bit. What else do I really like as far as Disney movies go, Brett?
I don't know, but unlike you, I was an actual 90s kid, and I watched the original Lion King, and I watched Tarzan, and
Hmm.
you introduced me to Treasure Planet. Is that one you
Treasure
watched?
Planet, yeah, I like Treasure Planet a lot.
Yeah,
That speaks to. Sorry, I bumped the mic there, folks.
yeah. I remember liking Pocahontas as a kid, but I can't remember too much about it.
Mhm.
I do like Mulan though, as far as like 90s Disney goes, but I really love kind of the aesthetic of a lot of the 70s Disney animated films.
So which ones would that be? Sort of like.
I Robin Hood.
Mm.
I believe
Robin Hood's good.
there's the aristocrats. So that kind of style where they had it, where it felt kind of like loose and sketchy. So it kind of just made the characters more fluid, I felt.
Yeah, there's definitely a freedom to it. Is that Aristocats period, or is that like 80s?
No, aristocrats was 70s.
All right, gotcha.
Yeah, and 101 Dalmatians too.
Yeah, those are all good movies.
I mean, 101 Dalmatians, comma, 2, not 101 Dalmatians 2. Which is also,
No, isn't it
that's okay.
101 Dalmatians 2 and 102 Dalmatians?
No, wait. Okay, wait. No, I think what it is.
Hang on a second. One real quick. Mum, Jack Skellington is from Nightmare Before Christmas, which is is it a Disney movie? I don't think that's a Disney movie. Mum.
No, it's in Kingdom Hearts. Remember?
Wait,
Nightmare Before Christmas is in
is
Kingdom
it?
Hearts. Yeah.
Alright. Sorry, Mum.
Boy.
Rescuers. Yeah, Rescuers is pretty good. I think it was a bit before my time. Never quite hit me as hard. Oliver and Company's a good movie.
Okay, I do have to apologize because Jack has the only headset and I just have my crappy like laptop microphone, so I'm generally just very quiet. So that just kind of adds to the problem, but we're gonna get a headset for me in the future, so maybe you can somewhat hear me.
Hmm. If you want to have a better microphone. No, honestly, sorry. I feel like I'm pushing people too much. We'll put together and get Brit a mic. We have the funds to get Brit a mic if it's needed, and if we're going to do weekly live streams, then I guess it will be. If you guys like Brit and wanted to continue being present in the live streams, I think you made the cut, Brit. You don't need to hide yourself from the streams. You know what? This is the good thing about having like a lefty audience. Whenever you have a right wing audience, have you ever noticed how like whenever there's like a woman as part of the group, all the criticism tends to go like, oh, she talks all the time. She always talks over people and like, oh, she never gets that. She's never funny. She never gets the jokes. It's weird how it always gravitates towards the lady in those sorts of communities. But lefty communities are usually quite nice. Laura Lorian,
Oh yeah, I was about to
thank you for becoming a patron. My friend. Everyone who patronizes me gets a smooch for the next 10 minutes until we probably call it. So that we can... Oh, because you know what me and Britt are going to watch after this stream's over?
What are we gonna watch?
We're going to watch that Shrek thing.
Yes! Oh my gosh, please! Because I was holding it off for days because you had to do a bunch of video editing, but I really, really, really want to watch that.
Yeah, we were going to try and make time for it yesterday, but I ended up editing until like 5 a.m. to get the video up. You're welcome, folks. Look, you see this?
We're gonna watch
The
Shrek
bags.
United trilogy.
The Shrek Retold. Yeah, Shrek Retold, which is like a YouTube remake of the Shrek movies. I know Chris Chan's in it. I know that, is it Yukino Joe?
Yukino Joe, Rapboy Genius is in it as well.
Oh, Rabbo Genius. Cool.
We made potato knishes in inspiration for Rapboy Genius, and they actually were pretty alright. So look up a recipe for potato knishes because they're pretty good.
Hi, Bottomilla Postings. Welcome to the channel. Hope you like the videos, buddy. Yeah, the crowdfunded Shrek remake. That's what I'm talking about. What is your opinion on the Armenian genocide? Bad. Really bad. Watching... Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm just saying, like, what's your opinion on something genocide is just something.
Yeah.
Maybe
Usually if it's a genocide, I'm pretty hard against it. If yeah. Not too much a fan of that kind of thing. Lion King. Oh, what, the sequels to The Lion King? Yeah, I mean, I actually like the second movie quite a bit. Oh, have you got your...
Yes. Oh, I was gonna wait for you to finish. Sorry, I'm preemptively held it, but you finished your statement. But I got something to say about the Lion King sequel.
The Lion King 2 is good.
Okay, so the only thing I was gonna say is that because I really like The Lion King too, but if you recall, there's that Disney animated series where they basically retcon the fact that Simba had a daughter. So the main character of that series would be a boy, and that just infuriated me.
Oh, for the TV show thing? The Lion's
Yeah,
Pride?
because it was supposed to be like, in the second one, there's like a girl, and then she just ends up being like a protagonist that just so happens to be a girl. But then it's just like, oh, here's a story about Simba's kid. Oh, wait, it's a girl. Oh shit, we gotta change that.
Yeah, that wasn't a really good thing for them to do. Um, to the person who asked about early 2000s Disney movies being underrated, obviously I'm biased because, I was born in 94, so, early 2000s would have been the time for me to start watching a bunch of animated movies. But yeah, I love most of the early 2000s Disney catalog. I'm now going to list a bunch of movies that may or may not be from the early 2000s, but off the top of my head, maybe are. Hunchback Notre Dame is a good movie. That's that early 2000s? I think that might be early 2000s.
Yeah, I think that's early 2000s as well.
Pocahontas, I'm not too big a fan of. Aladdin's pretty good. Uh, I didn't mind the Aladdin sequels either. I remember I watched the Aladdin sequels quite a bit. Hunchback 1996. I knew I'd get it wrong. God, gosh, ding dong. Someone name me some of the early 2000s ones.
Tarzan? Was Tarzan early 2000s?
Oh, yeah, I mean Tarzan's good. There's
Hercules
something happening here.
was Hercules as well, and Emperor's New Groove.
Emperor's New Groove? Was that early 2000s? That was a good movie. I feel like no one dislikes Emperor's New Groove. I'm sure someone in chat might, but
Oh yeah, Lilo and Stitch too, as well.
yeah, I mentioned Lilo and Stitch earlier. It's Atlantis. Yeah, I love Atlantis. Atlantis might be one of my favorite Disney movies. I never watched the second one. I heard it wasn't super great, but I really like the first Atlantis. I think it's got quite a nice, good representation too, as far as it goes. Like we had the Hispanic, the young Hispanic engineer lady. She was cool and sweet, and the mole man. Finally, some mole man representation. Emperor's New Groove is quite problematic. Yeah, especially I guess when you go back to, like the Empire of the Sun thing, when they wanted it to be quite this authentic story, and then they just kind of mangled it. I can see the background being pretty problematic. It's just a very entertaining movie, I guess, even though they stripped out a lot of the art, I guess, of that movie. I'm sorry that I'm looking down a lot. It's because I'm trying to look at the comments, and the webcam is perched on top of the computer. Look, I'm gonna poke yous. If you've got your 3D glasses on, don't be worried. It's not actually coming out the screen, but it's coming. There you go. Dragon Ball Z, yay or nay? I have stalled out on it on the second arc. Not because it's bad, just because I got distracted by other things. It was very entertaining what I did watch, so I want to get back to it at some point.
I remember when I was younger, I read the original Dragon Ball manga a lot. I don't hate Dragon Ball Z, obviously, but I felt like I began to lose interest in the series when it just kind of became about like power levels, basically. I just kind of like young Goku on like adventures and stuff.
hmm Yeah, I would like to go through Dragon Ball at some point. It seems like a good shonen thing. By the way, this is my opportunity to say, watch Hunter x Hunter. If you haven't watched Hunter x Hunter, watch Hunter x Hunter. Stop what you're doing. Go turn on. Well, don't stop what you're doing. Wait until the stream ends,
Don't
and then please don't leave me. And then watch Hunter x Hunter 2011. Watch the whole series. It's really good. Anyway, Hercules is good. I like Hercules, even though Lindsay Ellis is basically spot on with every flaw that she discusses when it comes to that movie. Lion King 1.5. It was fun. I think that was a little bit after my time too. I watched it once. I might have watched it at my cousin's at one point. Oh, anime. Yeah. We need subtitles for this part. Oh shit! Is my microphone being all screwy? I don't know. Sorry, if my microphone does get screwy at any point, let me know. I can't obviously tell live what's going on. Someone mentioned earlier about wanting to see Empire of the Sun rather than The Emperor's New Groove. For those who aren't familiar, Empire of the Sun was what Emperor's New Groove was going to be. I think it was going to be more in the spirit of Pocahontas in terms of telling a fairly sort of grounded, serious story, and then eventually they just trashed it all. Probably after Pocahontas got middling reviews, maybe, and then just turned it into like a fun comedy. And to that I say, if the Empire of the Sun movie was going to be like Pocahontas, I'd probably prefer the silly comedy. I don't want to really see the version of The Emperor's New Groove that is like Pocahontas-y. I would like to see the version of Pocahontas that's Emperor's New Groovesy. That would be fun. Which reminds me, we need to see Wreck-It Ralph 2. Brett, on Monday, either we're going to see Creed 2 or Wreck-It Ralph 2. Because I don't want to miss either of them. Because I really liked the first Creed.
Okay, well, I just have to get all my homework done by tomorrow. Otherwise, I won't have time.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, that's fine for you, but...
That's acceptable. And yeah, Christian's Christine. Beavis and Butthead. I need to watch that more. That was one of those shows where. So my mum had a funny quirk to her where when I was too little to watch adult cartoons like South Park or Beavis and Butthead, my mum would stroll in the morning and say, "Oh yeah, I watched South Park last night," and be like, "Oh okay." But now I can watch South Park whenever I want to. And I don't really want to because I don't really like South Park that much. Jenny Nicholson. Whoa, what? Jenny Nicholson shouted me out? Really? If so, holy fucking shit. Someone that might be there might be a troll. Yeah, can you go check? If that's a troll, that's fine. You got me good if that is a troll, but if not, that's great. I love Jenny Nicholson. And if that brings me one step closer to being acknowledged by Lindsay Ellis, my favorite YouTuber, or one of them. I've already been acknowledged by Do Not Eat, so I just needed Lindsay Ellis, and then that's my two faves. She said she loves your stuff? Okay. I don't disbelieve you, Eric, but I would like someone other than Eric to confirm this.
I'm checking that. Yep, she said, she linked your Sky High video, said, "This is a great bit about the big issue in Sky High's theme. I just found this channel, but I've been making my way through all the content, and it's good stuff." So, there you go. Maybe that's why it seems like now you got a flood of like angry comments on the Sky High video.
Oh no. Now they think I'm an SJW. Little did they know, I'm problematic as fuck. I'm not that problematic. I'm quite uncontroversial as a person. Yeah, I'll print that out. Like, who was it that printed out the Anita Sarkeesian tweet? Anthony Birch. I'll do that.
Karak asked, "Who's Do Not Eat?" You can kind of...
Do Not Eat. Do Not Eat 01, I think, is the channel name. They do a bunch of city skylines reviews. Or not, what's about city skyline reviews? They do like leftist critique where they talk about things like housing and infrastructure and sort of the development of towns and cities, the development of societies through a leftist lens, using city skylines like the city building game as like a framework to talk about that. It's like really interesting. I highly recommend it. Give it a look, see.
Yeah, so I think the major thing that sets him apart from like just like a regular city skylines let's play is how he's set it up. Is he's building a city like from basically from the beginning and showing how a city would develop over time. Whereas, not hating on anybody who plays city skylines, you can play it any way you want. But most Let's Players will just build a city and that would be it. So it's an it's a nice addition to just watching somebody build a city.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely more engaging than you might think. Uh, Even if you're not like a city building sim fan, I actually like City Skylines. So I was just kind of like, oh, is it just like a left wing dude doing a City Skylines let's play? Because I'm kind of down with that. I have gone through all of Sean's City Skylines live streams. They're a lot of fun. They inspired me to build my own little city. Maybe I'll show it to you in another stream. Maybe I'll show it to you on my Twitch, which you can follow here. And if you follow that, then when I'm just sort of hanging out playing games, then I'll be over there. I think that's probably the dichotomy I'll do. If I'm just sort of hanging out playing games, whatever, it'll probably be uh, on Twitch. If I'm doing like a maybe once a week, I'll do one of these where it's like a super structured, like a sitting down chatting with folks for a bit. But when I'm just sort of fucking about playing games, I'll probably go on Twitch.
Canuck Force says, "What are the anti-SJWs you base Rational Big Boy on?"
Well, I primarily based it on no bullshit because when I made that video, I was listening to a lot of no bullshit stuff. I love no bullshit. No bullshit might be my golden one. You know, like how Nat is with Golden One, where Natalie sees the Golden One as kind of this archetypal anti SJW, like not even a human. they're this. They're just a perfect encapsulation of just everything I despise. But I love no bullshit. Oh god, no bullshit. And then based a little bit on Black Pigeon Speaks, maybe in terms of just making these huge leaps. Stefan Molyneux does it too. I say having my most popular video be me saying a Disney superhero movie is actually about eugenics. I don't think it's a leap. I think I make my argument well, but you may disagree, and you're welcome to it. How is the Xenoblade stuff going? I know I explained a lot of how to acquire the games and such. Yeah, we'll get around to it. We bought like the had we bought the Spyro games when we last talked to Silver X?
Yeah, I think the last thing we really bought was the Spyro trilogy. It's just
Yeah.
kind of like we're not like I mean we're definitely okay now as far as finances go, but we're not yet at the point where we could just buy like a bunch of video and play it all day. Not at
Mhm.
that point yet.
Yeah.
Maybe once Jack just gets $1 million from Patreon, we can
Yeah.
just do that.
Just checking, folks. I just want to make sure. Don't say you haven't if you haven't, because then it will just be a chat filled with spam. If you have done a super chat at any point during the stream using that link below, let me know because nothing's popped up. If no one has, that's fine. Like I didn't really expect anyone to buy it, but and don't say that you haven't because I know most of you haven't. If you all just say I haven't, then you just preaching to the choir. That's not really what that means, but whatever. Is AIU? Not familiar with AIU. Unless is that Jack, have you seen the video talking about how the Angry Birds movie is all right propaganda? Actually, pretty thought producing. I could see that because it is kind of demonizing like refugees or immigrants and that kind of thing. I could see that rhetoric. Angry Birds movie is kind of fun. It's pretty fun, and it does have a gay bird in it. That yellow bird is very gay, and I appreciate that. Although it kind of makes a joke out of being gay, but I like him. I like that yellow bird.
I'm gonna go ahead.
Atheism is unstoppable. I'm not really familiar with that channel. Are you guys familiar with
Fuck.
what?
Okay. So I don't remember too much about Atheism is Unstoppable. I just remember heavily disliking him because I remember like I would binge watch Kevin Logan's series, Descent of Manosphere, and Atheism is Unstoppable was one of the people he kind of went over, and I was just agitated.
Sounds like someone I need to look into. Okay, I lost my train of thought there. What was I thinking about? Has anyone heard of the channel? What's this? Compiling list. Wait, what's going on here?
Almost. I think I accidentally just turned on the PS5.
Oh!
I'm gonna go use the restroom.
Thank you. You can go make coffee, did you say? No! Alright. Oh, someone bought me a coffee on coffee. Whoa! What did that do? Did you see that? Wait, how did I do that? It like went really red for a second. I don't think I can reproduce it. Hello, this is the Hatch stream. How's it going, everybody? That was a bit of prop humor for you, using the old prop. There's one thing I wanted to make a joke out of is like taking off my glasses. I was thinking I could make something funny out of that. Just oh jeez. Okay, I'm not going to do it while I'm wearing these because I'll probably end up breaking them. And if I break this pair, then I'm just fucked because I don't have a prescription yet in the US. Although, can you just buy glasses? I know you can't just buy contact lenses. I'm rambling. It's very red. Wait, is the stream in general really red? Have I been a red boy this entire time? I did color balance it a little bit to hide my disgusting skin. You don't want to know what I look like unfiltered. It's not that filtered. Pull an animal out of that hat or you'll be demonetized. Joke's on you, I still haven't been monetized on YouTube. That wasn't me farting, by the way. That was a sound of me touching the wall. You know when you like scrape against something, it makes a fucking fart noise, and then you try and reproduce it and you can't. God, you're pretty tomato-y. Oh, sorry. Okay, well for next stream then I'll fix it. What? Let's go to the editor. Oh, fuck it, I'll leave it. I don't want to fuck about with settings right now. I'm probably going to call it anyway in a minute. We have been going for 2 hours. I doubted my ability to talk to myself for 2 hours straight, but here we are. Farts scrape against my butt all the time and make those damned fake fart noises. Can I give that comment a heart?
What is it?
Ants is communist propaganda. Yes. I maybe should do a video about ants. Ants literally has the line, the workers should control the means of production. Yeah, I screen capped it and I watched it like sometime last year, I think. And having just like it was early last year was when I sort of became like most people. The election of Trump made me go like, I think I'm a lefty. And then I rewatched that movie and heard the workers should control the means of production, and like, damn right. Oh, did you see what Brit's shirt said, by the way? It's a good shirt. Ants indoctrinated me as a kid without even realizing it. Hang on a second. So I'm assuming you're all lefties. Hang on. Let me see. Cleveland is a very affordable, decent place to live.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
I want
Cleveland is a hidden gem.
I want to check something here, folks. Okay. So what Wes said there is that ants secretly indoctrinated them with commie propaganda when they were little, right? How many of you folks in chat watched Ants as a kid? I want to see if there's a correlation between watching Ants and eventually becoming a lefty. Never saw it. It's a preemptive question. Okay, fuck it. The hypothesis is done. Thanks for ruining it, and you did dingo. And you did a dingo. Mistake on the lake. I'll make a mistake out of your face. I watched Bug's Life. Get out, liberal. Fucking liberals. You know what Bug's Life is? Anti-paying taxes propaganda. Libertarian propaganda. Bug's Life demonizes people that should just pay their taxes. Just kidding, it's actually about fascism. A nude dingo. Oh, a nude dingo, sorry. I couldn't put things together. Ants was a lot better than Bugs Life. I would generally agree. Doesn't Bugs Life have kind of a transphobic thing with the ladybug? They keep getting misgendered. I don't know. I'd need to rewatch that movie. I don't think it's fair to Bugs Life to judge it when I've watched Ants recently and haven't really given Bugs Life another chance recently. Can't be unfair to movies. Sorry for burping. Don't worry, I did it once. Every animated children's movie is either leftist or fascist propaganda. Someone gets it. Finally. Play video games with me, Woo. Oh, that was what I was going to say too. Think I'll probably start a Steam group at some point, and I don't know if you guys want to like play some multiplayer stuff at some point, like maybe jump back into like Team Fortress 2, or I don't know, Overwatch, or Left 4 Dead. I don't really know what's the big multiplayer stuff now. Oh, me and Britt had, but we can resubscribe at any time, have WoW subscriptions. I don't know if any of you guys play WoW, but I've been kind of petering out on WoW, and I think that having some like lefties hanging out would probably uplift me a little bit as far as playing some more WoW. WoW means World of Warcraft in gamer lingo. Bye, Nicola Dimitri. When can we get that lit centrist propaganda? There's many movies with centrist propaganda in them. Can't think of any right now, but most of them, I think. Oh, thank you. You'll know the worst part about this coffee? It's got eggnog in it. That makes it taste better.
You ran out of the good eggnog, sorry.
I don't... Wait, which is the good one? The carton or the...
The Dairyman's one. You don't like the one in the carton as much, I don't think.
Well, if that's what you think, I think.
Oh wait, no. I think it might still be Dairyman's. The one, it was the eggnog flavored drink is the one you don't like.
Aquos Lover 200 got a roll right now. This has been a fun stream, and I love the idea of a Steam group. Good. Next week we've got a 10K celebration stream. I'll get that set up probably on Monday, so it's set up in advance. And that by then I'll probably have a Steam group set up, or maybe we'll just use Anisoc. I'll think about it. Anyway, I'll keep it in mind. Maybe it'll be on the disclaimer up here. Maybe I'll stream at some point in the week when I'm just hanging out playing a video game on my Twitch. I think though we're gonna have to call it. Well, no, we never have to, but I think I'm gonna call it a night.
I just got that. You're going to leave.
Oh, is there anything you wanted to say to the folks?
I mean, no, but I was just having a grand old time.
Yeah, it's fun, but I'm kind of running out of steam because I've had to talk for 2.5 hours straight. Is anyone got any questions for Britt before we go? Like, what's it like putting up with this dickhead all day? All day she has to put up with me. Well, aside from when she goes to school, then she gets a break, and then she comes home, and I don't know. I come waddling over to her, underwear covered in piss. Want me to create a gamer's role for Anisoc then?
Britt, what's it like to be a carer? Well, actually, what I'm going to school for right now is early childhood education, so it is great practice.
Praxis or practice?
Practice for when I take care of actual children.
There you go. Britt, how do you become less ugly? Not you specific.
Oh, how do I become less ugly? Here's the thing. Here's the one neat trick, because I learned this from Homestar Runner. When Homestar turned into the modestly hot girl. So just think of yourself as modestly hot. You're not like outwardly hot. You are modestly hot, and only people who really get to know you get to see that hotness. So it's like an exclusive hotness. That's my life philosophy.
And on that lovely note, I think we should probably call it a night. We got to watch that Shrek movie. This is the first night I've actually had free, because every night basically, not all week, but most of the week, every night has been like I need to do more stuff for this video so I can get out by the end of the week. And I managed it. It took till 5 a.m., but I did manage it. I got confused there because it was like I was showing up to... Thanks for liking my stuff, Solitary Drifter. So I'm going to say goodbye to everybody now. Put your corn emojis up on the screen. That's the special emoji for our channel. You put the corn emoji in chat when you say goodbye. That's how you know you're in the super secret special club of the Saintlets. Don't come up with a name for this group. So yeah, thanks so much for hanging out, guys. Awesomov, Dar, Anud Dingo, Nia McNamara, Goblin Cow, Brett, Indeed, Goblin Cow again. I feel like I'm repeating names at this point. Leela Duga Arts, Kim Benny. I'm probably mispronouncing everything. Kim, Seven Emerald, and to get pan crust next time too. I will, buddy. Thank you for letting me know. Keemstar Creamstar, thank you, but also fuck you for saying mistake on the lake. Cinarayos, everybody else. Later, guys. Also follow me on Twitch and give me money on Patreon and follow me on Twitter. Bye.